the trade is doing well. That $20 account is now on 136. As you can see, we keep pushing to the upside. Remember, this is a scalping technique.
What is up, guys? I'm back here again with another one. In this video, I'm sharing with you a super effective strategy to grow your small accounts. I've included live trades that I took using this brilliant method along with the results. Enjoy.
So with that being said, if this was the original daily candle strategy, remember, we'd be on the M15 and we would be saying to ourselves, okay, here is the most recent high. We want to trade from there and then we sell. But because the market is so impulsive, it sometimes doesn't revisit these highs. So a typical example would be over here. If we were using the daily candle strategy, one would be waiting at this high, for instance, for the market to come back and then we sell. But because of the impulsive nature of the market, what you realize is that if you pay attention to these staircases, you actually get entries, right? You don't have to wait the whole time. And that's exactly what you'll be doing. So once you see a staircase has been broken, all right, if you see a retest, all right, it's break and retest, you're going to sell that market as it pushes to the downside. One thing as well that you need to understand about these staircases, they are developed from past data. Okay, so what do I mean? So obviously to your left side, right, is data from the past when the market was probably moving up or whatever the case may be. So what you'll find is that in the past, the market was moving to the upside, for instance, all right, while you're on those lower time frames, and it also obeyed these stairs. This is what allows for you to draw these zones more efficiently. In case I don't really make sense and there's a little confusion, let's literally dissect Volatility 51S together right now and look at exactly what I'm talking about, how you could have caught nice sell positions just today using this. So remember, our daily candles here, we are selling. The momentum is to the downside. We want to take advantage of this. Now, as we scale down to the lower time frames, I'm not going to go to the H4, H3, or H2. I'm literally going to go to the H1, and I'm going to look for those staircases that I'm actually discussing. All right. So remember, this is today's trading activity. And if we wanted to use the daily candle strategy, for instance, we might have suffered in the sense that, this is a high, and we would have wanted price to come back in there. And then how frustrating is that? It just doesn't come back. Okay. This is also another high. As soon as we push down, we want prices to come back, but it's not doing that. And that's because the market is impulsive. So now what you rather do is look at the past and draw those levels. Once you start drawing those levels, you start seeing where the market has respected and where it's likely to break and retest as it takes its route to the downside. Remember, we are sell biased. So quickly, let's just draw up some staircases, okay? So this is a clear resistance. The market failed there. On our way to the downside, here's another staircase, okay? This right here is a level that I would say is clearly a level of demand from the past. You can clearly see that. So it was a support, it was a resistance, whatever the case may be. So here's the thing. Today, we wanted to catch our trade. Remember, this is the today's daily candle. We want to sell this market, right? And we are developing these stairs as we go. We want to see where exactly the market is likely to react from for scalping purposes, all right? So when I saw this level, I drew it up and I realized that, okay, fine. One of two things can happen, all right? Don't make decisions for the market. Let it give you a hand and then you utilize. Since you're scalping, it's hit and run, all right? When the market was here, it showed me, fine, for sure, that obviously the daily candle was pushing to the downside. When I was looking at the daily time frame, the daily candle was nicely selling. And on the lower time frames, I was having to deal with this, right? I'm on the H1, and this is a level that I want definitely for the market to break, but I know that it's not going to do so easily. Hence, you can see for 1 hour, we actually tried to push up. So my idea was, if we push here, I'll be looking for sell positions because I'm sell biased because of what I've seen. But that's not what happened. What actually happened is the best thing ever. The market actually broke out of this staircase, right, on the H1, and it retested that. So now here's the thing. On the lower time frames, right, on the M15, you will notice that it's nice and clear. All right. We broke that staircase. Okay. We retested it. And quite frankly, what I saw is this rejection here. We're already pushing to the downside. All right. So I then placed my entry, hit my stop loss, and I rode to somewhere around here. That's already a scalp position. I'm done. So this is the thing as well. You kind of need to really think about your risk management. All right. I think I have given you guys a template on how to know exactly what you're risking. If you don't have that, just shout out, and then I'll send you a video that explains. It's pretty simple. So just to rewind, all right? Just to rewind so that there's no confusion whatsoever. Remember, the analysis is never just random. It's never from the lower time frames. It's never from just the M15 and the M30. We have said, when we look at this monthly time frame, even this candle shows us we are selling. Even from the monthly perspective, look at this. This is an order block that wasn't broken. Do not be fooled by that. That's just liquidity grabbing. This candle failed to close. So what you notice is that this is actually a high and this is a lower high. Sometimes revisit the line graphs just so that this makes sense to you. This is the high and the market failed to break that and formed a lower high here. So you can only imagine how many people would have been buying this and the market has come to trap, right? Because obviously someone thinks the market has been selling for a long time, and with that huge candle, you think we're going. But that's not the case. Monthly, we're selling. Weekly, we're also selling. I mean, all these weeks we've been selling. It's only last week that we tried to pathetically push up. It didn't even work out. So sell bias altogether. Now we're scalpers. We want to use the daily candle strategy. And we're seeing that fine, we've still been selling, but we want to trade today. Is there an opportunity? And this order block here was the opportunity, right? We push into it and the momentum is to the downside. Now we want to use that momentum. While we're on the lower time frames, yes, the template is obviously lower highs, lower lows, right? You want to be at the most recent high and then you sell. But I'm saying to you, at times the market is so impulsive and you're going to get frustrated by waiting. So let's simplify everything. And while we're on the lower time frames, I'm going to give you a tip. Head to the H1 and the M30. That's where you're going to draw these staircases that I've just discussed with you guys, right? Because the market is pushing to the downside, while we're on the H1, let's delete this again, okay? We're going to delete this again. And we know that this is today's trading activity. We are sell biased, but the market it doesn't just move in one direction. Even though it wants to move to the downside, because there's past areas of demand, okay? Past areas of demand such as this, right? There was actually demand there. These are the areas that cause retracements, that cause the market to basically struggle. Because you must understand what's happening is present day supply is pushing the market down. But those supply orders have to outweigh whatever demand that is holding up at a specific zone. So when you draw these staircases, that's exactly what you want to do. And you want to also set targets. For instance, over here, because you're scalping, you don't know for sure that the market is going to, for instance, just break like it did here. This is good news, actually, that it did. You understand? Why am I saying that? Because you see, before it even broke for 1 hour, you must understand 1 hour is a long time in trading, guys. I'm sure you know. The market actually tried to push up. You can see that candle there. Maybe let me zoom in so that you see. All right? It actually tried to. You see this? The only reason why it actually tried to, right, is simply because of that past demand. All right. And a break below, you would want a retest. Even now, truthfully speaking, if the market touches that, you see a rejection on the M15, you're going in. Okay, because this market is actually pushing to the downside. All right. So this template is going to help you so that, yes, we're using the daily candle strategy in essence, so that, for instance, you might have been waiting at this high saying, the market is pushing down. I want it to come back in, and it doesn't because it's too impulsive. So draw up these zones on the H1 and the M30 and nicely pay attention to what is happening. Okay, pay attention. pay attention and realize that because we're moving to the downside, it's going to have to be breaking these levels. And once it retests them, you are there on the lower time frames. Be observant. Nicely check out what's happening. I'm on the M15. We broke this zone, all right? And guess what? We have come back into that level again, and we're actually pushing down. What's up, guys? So this is me explaining to you the zone-to-zone analysis, right? Zone-to-zone scalping. So obviously I picked this up from the weekly time frame. I realized that the market is moving in the form of a channel, and each time we touch the bottom of the channel, we go up. And quite recently, we did touch the bottom of the channel over here, and I saw some buying momentum. So when I saw that, I headed over to the lower time frames just to see what the market is doing. And on the H4, we have been buying for all this time. So now with zone-to-zone trading, obviously, you want to favor the buys. And once zones are breached to the upside, you wait for a retest and then you enter. And as you can see over here, we had a zone here, and price broke above it and it retested it. And I couldn't catch that because I was in front of the chart. But, luckily, there's this other zone over here. You can see it acted as support, as a demand in the past. And so what happened is now currently price broke above. So I was on the lower time frames and I was waiting for some rejections. And on the M15, I saw that, the market was rejecting over there and I got in. So this is a small account. This is an $86 account, almost doubling it, as you can see over here. Something so simple. And it's basically just momentum based. It's scalping. You're not trying to hold the trade for long. And you use the momentum, you use the higher time frame bias to make it work. Okay, so a few minutes later, and the trade is still doing well. So we've managed to more than double the account. As you can see, from 86, now we're actually currently on 192. So, this is a pretty simple strategy, and it shows you how you can actually maximize in terms of having a small amount, and you pay attention to those small zones, and you can actually make a bit. If you can catch 3 of these trades a week, you can actually make some good money. Okay, what's up, guys? So I'm back again with another entry. Obviously, we're showcasing how it is not too hard to grow a small account using this strategy. So I have a $20 account here, and I'm going to explain to you what I'm seeing. So on the higher time frames, be it the daily, I can see that we're pushing to the upside. In fact, what's happened is we failed to break this low over here. All right. And yesterday we finished like that. So I'm expecting an upward movement. Okay. And while on the H4 time frame, you can see that the market has been going up. And then now when looking for entries, remember you want a zone that has had demand from the past. And as you can see here, if we're on the H1, you can clearly see that we had demand at this zone. And what's happened is we broke past it and we have retested it, right? So at that retest, that's where I'm at the lower time frames like this. And when I just saw rejections, I'm actually in. So this is such a super small account, just to illustrate. This is a $20 account, as you can see here. And you can see we're already on $70 with this entry. I'm really hoping that we get to somewhere around here. This $20 account should then be around 190, with something so simple. Let's wait and see. Okay, what's up, guys? So I'm back a couple of minutes later. I think just above 30 minutes. As you can see, there's the M5. So the trade is doing well. That $20 account is now on 136. As you can see, we keep pushing to the upside. Remember, this is a scalping technique. You don't want to have to hold for a long period of time. And I hope this is enough evidence that, in all honesty, with this strategy, you can really make a lot, even with a small account. The reason why I'm making this video is so that you see that your account size really, when your skill is up there, doesn't really matter. So yes, we're now on 144. I'll be closing the trade soon. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back again with another one. This time it's a sell position. So, I saw on the daily time frame yesterday, what we have is this selling order block over here, all right? And what happened is price failed to close above it. We left a wick and we are on our way to the downside. So I'm expecting selling momentum in this market. If you go to the line graph, what you'll see is that this is a high and we've basically created a lower high here. So that is downward market structure, and I'm expecting a push to the downside. So with that being said, I'm just looking for zones for me to execute a sell position. And while I'm on the H1 right now, I drew up a few zones. This is one of them right here. And another one would be right here. Okay. So why is this a zone? This is definitely a zone because you can clearly see that, we had past demand there. All right. And what has happened is we have broken below it and we have retested it. So I am expecting the market to push to the downside, and then we'll probably revisit this zone here, which is where my TP is. For scalping purposes, I am in this trade. As you can see, this is a live account. And if I'm to open up the tray, this is a $150 account and we're already up $11. Let's see how it goes. So we're back now, and as you can see, the trade is done as we expected on Volatility 51S. Here's our zone. Back on the H1, you see that there was the retest and we are in this push. So to look at our account now, remember it was a $150 account. We already doubled it. We're already on 303. And so yes, guys, basically use this. It's a powerful strategy. And as you can see, it's a real account over here. Okay, what's up, guys? I'm back again with another one on the zone-to-zone trading. So the market has been going down. If you are on the daily time frame, you realize we have this daily candle here, with that sell momentum. And what's also nice is that we had this high over here, and the market failed to break it and formed this lower high here. So I am expecting a push to the downside, especially to be able to ride this momentum. So using our zone to zone on the lower time frames on the H1, this is what I just saw. So we have been respecting these zones, right? Our staircase scenario as mentioned. So you can clearly see that this had past supply. This is all supply from the past. And the most beautiful thing just happened. We broke below and we retested, and I've just started pumping sell positions. I actually add another now. And this is a small account again. Once again, I think this is a $98 account. Let's see how it goes. So our TP would be here. Remember, we're just scalping. So on that $98 account, as you can see, we're already on $10 up already. It's pretty much simple, just riding the momentum. I'll check with you guys now. What's up, guys? This one was actually a quick one. So as mentioned, our retest and our entry, and we're actually approaching TP now. And so our $98 account has been more than doubled. We're already on 218. I'll be closing the trade very soon.